Total Request Entertainment. Our mission is to cover your total requests. When you look to contract a DJ service, make sure they have all the moving parts that is required to do the job. Make sure they're able to meet or talk with you as many times as necessary to make you feel comfortable. Make sure they have backup equipment. Make sure that they have insurance that will cover your venue's requirements. Make sure that they can do a walkthrough of your venue to supply adequate equipment. Can your DJ supply ceremony microphones for the officiant, the bride, and the groom? Do they have battery-operated equipment to be out in the field where there is no power? Make sure that they can handle preceding ceremony music, processional and recessional. Announce the grand entrance and entire bridal party. Do you need an experience and not just some guy that's going to play a playlist? Make sure that you hire someone that can get the job done and take care of your every total request. We are Total Request Entertainment. For booking and contact information, call Eleazar Maldonado at 414-366-7102. 414-366-7102. Or visit the website at TotalRequestENT.com.
Yo, for the most newest music, the best music from the old school music to today, catering to the independents, HittingHardRadio.com. Radio you can watch, the pulse of the city.
What you doing still in bed, man? Yo, you need to punch in for that Morning Shift MKE with Sayer right here on HittingHardRadio.com exclusively from 10 to 2 p.m. Check it out, man. You're missing out.
Hey, bitch, wake up. Bitch, I am up. These motherfuckers done stole my car. Bitch, who the fuck stole your car? Them little dirty ass Kia boys. Oh, yeah, we about to get them. Bitch, we gotta get our lick back. Come on, let's go.
The Kia boys got me, now I got the Glocky. Didn't have insurance, so I'm about to catch a body. My bitch right behind me, died to catch a homie. No need to ask questions, cause I'm the bitch that shot him. The Kia boys got me, now I got the Glocky. Didn't have insurance, so I'm about to catch a body. My bitch right behind me, died to catch a homie. No need to ask questions, cause I'm the bitch that shot him. First off, fuck you little old dirty ass Kia boys. Riding with the Glock and I can't wait until I see a boy. Yeah, y'all stole my shit with your bum ass friends. Why y'all out here stealing kids? Why not go steal you a Benz? Man, these motherfuckers got me mad as fuck. So I wrote a song about them so they know what's up. If we catch your ass lacking, better know how to duck. And if y'all touch my car again, then I'ma shoot this bitch up. Little dumb ass niggas, man, y'all barely could drive. And when I hit you with this Glock, then let me see you survive. Best believe me and my bitch, yeah, we stay outside. And if we riding through your hood, you better run and hide. The Kia boys got me, now I got the Glocky. Didn't have insurance, so I'm about to catch a body. My bitch right behind me, died to catch a homie. No need to ask questions, cause I'm the bitch that shot him. The Kia boys got me, now I got the Glocky. Didn't have insurance, so I'm about to catch a body. My bitch right behind me, died to catch a homie. No need to ask questions, cause I'm the bitch that shot him. Stealing kids and Hondas, y'all better not come my way. I put you in the clouds, on gang, I do not play. Catch you outside, shoot you niggas in broad day. Tight ass jeans, tell me how you gon' get away. Switch on the Glock, best believe this bitch spray. How you niggas dancing like you niggas knew ballet. Group of niggas in the car and you niggas look kinda gay. You pussy stole my shit, so I'm making you faggots pay. You niggas really kids, where the fuck your parents at? Cause I'm really not.
The Morning Shift MKE, uncut, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on HittingHardRadio.com. Real topics, real news, news you can use, you dig? You can also catch us at the Pulse of the City page on Meta or Facebook or HittingHardRadio.com.
Pitch control.
The Morning Shift MKE Uncut on HiddenHardRadio.com.
Assalamualaikum. I am Sister Rebecca.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Milwaukee Islamic Dawah Center.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yamin Talib Muhammad.
My name is Doris White. I've been with the Dawah Center for about 15 years. Okay. Yogurt.
Since 2017, our food pantry program continues to reach to thousands of families and individuals. In 2021, we distributed over 1 million pounds of food and impacted over 100,000 individuals.
We've been serving our community for years with our pantry.
We have a pantry here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
We were awarded a $30,000 grant to purchase a 27-foot truck, as you see here, 27-footer, as well as a 17-footer over here that we use to provide food services throughout the city of Milwaukee, Milwaukee County. With the help of Allah and a great team of volunteers, our pantry continues to combat food insecurity in our community.
Everybody like it. They love it. And not only like it, they love it. A lot of the same people, a lot of new people. And we see a lot of new people when we are on Hampton. That's when we see a lot of new people, but mostly the same people here. Every third Wednesday of the month, they give a big giveaway. We even give twice as what you see today.
The donations that you have given and continue to give us fuel the work that we do. And we can't say thank you enough. Assalamualaikum.
May Allah reward you and your families for your continued support in this life at the next. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak.
Morning. Good morning, Grand Risings, all that, man. How y'all doing out there this morning? It's a nice day. It's a nice day out. Let's check the dumb smartphone for the weather right fast. I had a video for you, but the video didn't have any audio to it. Remember, yesterday we talked about the 6 serial killers that left scars on Wisconsin. Well, it's a video to go with the articles. I was trying to find another one that actually has some audio to it. I'm looking right now as we speaking. Let me check the weather. It is 65, sunny out, y'all. Yeah, we're going to be in the 60s pretty much all day. Start coming down around this evening, 5 p.m. and start dropping. But we're looking at a pretty good day. So, as usual. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? Got something going on at 2 p.m. What's that? Okay, we good. We're pretty fair today, man. We're pretty fair today. But yeah, I was looking at in the scope of all the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff and all that, with the series and the conversations on social media and all that. I had was like, man, I happen to know a few serial killers here, in Wisconsin, even Milwaukee. So I just got to looking a little bit, man, and it gave me like a top 6, so to say. And that's what I'm trying to find, this link to these 6, so that I can give them to y'all, man. Some names you gonna know, some you not. It was rather interesting. We had a few I never heard about. You know what I mean? I ain't seen no movie on them or none of that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Nonetheless, let me see what we got. Looking for this video for y'all. What else going on out there, man? Like, hey, we got the breast cancer walk coming up, right? October 15th. I'm putting together a walk team. You know what I mean? We're going to walk, represent the station and the show and all that. So if you interested in being a part of that walk team, man, just hit me up on social media. Let's make that happen. I got to go pick up some shirts before I can get my shirt made. Everyone had an option of getting a shirt made. At this point, though, you're going to have to purchase your own shirt. If you want like one, you have to purchase it or cover the cost of it. I'll put the orders in, but you're going to have to cover the cost of it. Nonetheless, I do these walks, though, man. I do the breast cancer walk, the NAMI walk, the Alzheimer's walk, the lupus walk. I pretty much try to be a part of anything that affected somebody in my life. Like my OG had lupus. My brother had multiple sclerosis. Some form of cancer that floated through, you know what I mean, as well before. And then, the other things I just said, why not, man, and start supporting them, because once I got in the loop of doing it, people I started getting other information, like when other walks was coming about or whatever. So if you participating in one that I don't know about, man, feel free to hit me up, man, and let me know all about it. Right? And you know what? Let me give y'all this right quick while I find this video, man. I gotta find this video. I keep telling y'all about this video, but I'm having a heck of a time finding it for some reason. Now, where might it be? Suppose I should have had that already ready and queued up for y'all. So what we gonna do is we gonna have to let y'all check this out while I find it right quick. Let me give y'all a little bit of this while I'm finding it. Up now the computer want to go white on me. Hold on. Maybe I clicked the button too many times, y'all. It's one of them days. I forget what Tanile called it, but it's some type of season or whatnot. Yeah, that ain't playing. That video has absolutely no audio to it. Absolutely no audio to it. That one ain't playing. I'm about to go download this other joint again. Give me 1 second.
I will say, let me ask you, what questions do you have so far?
With me, you can assume I know so little that I don't even have the questions. Right? Like when it come to them spaces and the things you and Larry be having conversations about, like I'm just paying attention because I don't have no clue what half the stuff is y'all talking about. Like he more the tech dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just how you hang out on the sideline and pick up a little here and there. That's my method of education right now.
Well, the space is definitely still rapidly evolving, as expected. Some people are, I guess, consider this right now we're in a bear market. I wouldn't really say so, but, prices are low. So I would say the entry level to start looking to investing in these type of digital assets would be now, especially those who haven't, invested yet. The price is low, so it's something to consider. I think what is happening right now, especially I say with NFT projects, is it's coming to a time where, some people need to take some time off and try to figure out new, innovative ways as to how to approach the space. So, some of the same type of projects aren't being brought out. Something new, something original. I think the best way you can find the solution to that is think of the problem. Anybody who's in the space, think of any problems that you may encounter in the space, and then kind of jot that problem down, and then see maybe if you can connect with a developer or some sort to see if you can kind of, work that technical kink out to see if you can create something innovative from there. Just something as small as that, like it's just coming to a space where, like, yes, it's moving fast, but then you can tell it's a part of it where it's like slowing down because it's like the same people putting out the same, the same type of stuff, and we're at a moment where we need like a breather of something completely new and innovative. But I think it's coming, especially with how fast everything is moving, regardless as far as technology, and the collaboration. I think more people need to start collaborating. One thing I do notice is the people who are within, web space, the Web3 space. Some people just got to get out of their shells, and just, reach out, communicate a little bit more. Network is, the people around you. If you're in Web3, you're already blessed, but, just reach out to other individuals who are just a serious issue. If you don't have the money, that's fine. Trade the skill. Everybody coming in has a certain type of skill. So whether that be you being a researcher, whether that be you being a gamer, it doesn't matter. You can put those skills, that skill set to use, and collaborate with people who have the skills that you don't. Pretty much, I think people who try to one man it all in this space, you'll get burnt out really fast. So it's important that you collaborate with people to make things much easier. Not only that, you guys can make a huge impact working together versus just solo.
Now, earlier when we was talking about buying property or land or whatnot in the metaverse. And when the numbers is decent right now. Now, for somebody like me that don't know what it means to own property in the metaverse, simplify that for us. What would the opportunity of owning a piece of property in the metaverse and the things we could do with it and how we could turn that into revenue?
Easiest thing is, anything that you do in real life, you just have to find a way to how to convert it into this, space of the metaverse. But when it comes to the real estate aspect of it, I think it's awesome because let's say you have a brick and mortar business, depending on what that brick and mortar business is, let's say you have a hair salon, okay? But you sell your own hair products within that hair salon. So you can actually buy real estate in the metaverse and then rebuild your building in the metaverse exactly how it's modeled in the real world. And then what you can do is the products that you sell, you can create all of those as collectible NFTs to where the customer, when they buy the NFT, they actually get the physical tangible. So it's, a way for people who may be, across the country or different parts of the world to get to experience, you and your business, and what you have to offer. So you can do that with a lot of different models, even if it's a clothing store. Let's say you have your own clothing store, and you have a physical brick and mortar, but you want to bring it to the metaverse. You can buy the land in the metaverse, create, the digital real estate and voxels, on it, on top of that land, modeled out exactly how your brick and mortar is modeled out. And then you would use your clothing line. You could create those as voxel, as collectibles, and make them.
All right. We found it. Here we go. This one ain't got I believe none of them have any audio to it. Hold on one second. But they talking about, I got the article in front of me, and this video go with the article. So, we radio you can watch. You have to be logged on to hittinghardradio.com, or even if you're on Facebook, you can watch the live on the Pulse of the City. If you on Twitch, we are the Pulse of the City. But this article here is about the 6 serial killers who left deep scars on Wisconsin. What this was, I think the Franklin Tribune put this out back in April of 2022 this year. But I'm going to let that play and read the article, what they're talking about. What we got here say, Wisconsin has seen its share of heinous serial killers over the years. Here's a look back at the horrific criminal cases that have scarred our state's history. The first one they got up is one we know, of course, Ed Gein, one of Wisconsin's most notorious. What they arrested him back in 1957 after the headless body of a woman was found hanging in his shed up in Plainfield. Her body was said to be field dressed and hanging like a deer. I believe like some of what they made Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like some of his story too or whatnot. Let's go on a little more. Then we got who else we got? Who they gonna show next? They said the authorities have found the body parts and decided the gang had also robbed graves and likely murdered people who used skin and body parts to make things such as chairs and lampshades. Man, he was a sick dude, man. He was a real sick dude. I wish this video had audio because they like going through pictures and describing what's in the pictures. Say Gaines was found guilty but pled criminally insane. He was sent to Mendota Mental Hospital in Madison where he died in 84 at age 77. Gaines' case inspired the movie Psycho. Yeah, so like a lot of these movies, man, be it they true stories or not, they be having some bases off of these different cases. And I know like people be all over everybody about the Dahmer and them making it, and I get that, the insensitive part to the people who was personally affected. I get it. But I was telling somebody before, like, man, this ain't, they do this with all these different famous killers, man, start making movies on them and have cult-like followings, and you know what I mean? So, I don't know. For some reason, I just don't let that hold on to me like other folks do. But who we got up next? This dude here, right? I ain't never heard the dude before. His serial killer, Joseph Paul Franklin. And I guess this was a racist dude, man. Franklin was a racist serial killer responsible for 18 slayings, including 2 in Madison. They say he gunned down a young biracial couple at the East Town Mall. So this was in August of 77. I wonder if that would make him like the first. Is it considered a mass shooting if he only shot 2 people? You know what I mean? But he didn't shoot them all up. He just, but what was crazy with his story, I'm going to push play back on the video again, but I'm reading from the article and say the police say he went on a killing spree in the late 70s and the early 80s, fueled by his hatred for African American and Jewish people. They say he also robbed banks. He was a drifter. He ended up in Madison because he was planning on killing a local judge there. For making what he thought was a poor sentencing decision in a sexual assault case. So I guess he was following this case, man, and, probably one of his peoples or whatnot, the judge seeing like what happened, so he was going to come back up there and whack the judge. But in the process of getting ready to whack the judge, he happened upon this couple first. And man, his hatred for black folks overruled, and he just killed the biracial couple, killed the black person and the person that was with him, like for being with him. You know what I mean? But like he was eventually sentenced to death in Missouri for shooting a synagogue member near St. Louis. He died at the age of 63 by lethal injection. On November 20th of 2013. So, yeah. But I ain't never heard of that cat before, man. I wonder what movie they made off him. We all know Dahmer. They showing Dahmer now. We all hip to Dahmer. Admitted to killing 16 young men in Milwaukee and one in Ohio. Told investigators that he had sex with corpses, cut them up and ate the parts of their bodies to fulfill his fantasies. Most of the men were black, and he tried to target victims in gay bars, looking for someone who he thought wouldn't be missed if they disappeared. The crime spree ended in July of 91 when a man who was to be Dahmer's 18th victim managed to escape from the killer's apartment. Dahmer was convicted of 15 homicides in Wisconsin and was sentenced to 16 consecutive life sentences. He was beaten to death in 94 by a fellow inmate in Columbia Correctional. So, yeah. We all know about Dahmer, though. They had this other cat named Dave. Let me pause so if y'all watching, y'all can see this picture. And you see how these dudes, man, by the time they got most of them, man, they was old ass men. They was on their way out, man. I think one of these cats he gonna die before his execution date. He had died. You know what I mean? But this dude here, and I'm gonna kill his name because I have no idea if it's a Polish name or something. His name David Spanbauer or something. But anyway, old David here is a parole sex offender. And Oshkosh admitted to abducting 2 girls as they bicycled on a rural road, assaulting and killing them and then dumping their bodies in rural areas. He also confessed to killing an Appleton woman in her home, along with committing many rapes. In 94, Spanbauer was sentenced to 3 life sentences plus 405 years. Yeah, they laid his ass down good. He died in July 02 in Dodge from complications of heart and liver disease at the age of 61. So, yeah, I never heard of him too. I probably done been locked up with Buddy and don't even recall him. Cause I like sometimes this dude here, we all remember he had a weird story, old Walter Ellis, man. What they convicted him back in February of 2011. He had killed like 7 Milwaukee women over a span of 21 years. Between 86 and 07. Man, he was getting it in. All 7 victims were strangled. One also was stabbed. He eventually pled no contest to the slayings. Investigators suspected all of the victims were prostitutes, but some of the victims' family members dispute that suggestion. Ellis was arrested September 5th of 2009 after the Milwaukee Police Department's cold case unit shifted through thousands of cases and tested the DNA of more than 100 people. Ellis was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences with no eligibility for parole. He never said why he did it, and 2 other men were wrongly convicted of homicides linked to Ellis. I remember that, man. I remember they said he did something slick in a joint, too, to get his DNA, to stall his DNA out or whatnot. Wait a minute. I don't recall he died? Let me bag up. He was wrongly convicted. Ellis is pictured in the court hearing December 2010 in Milwaukee. He died in prison he died in prison a few years back, huh? I wonder what he died from. I didn't even know he died. He died in prison at the age of 53 on December 1st of 2013. So Ellis ain't with us no more. I didn't even know he passed away. I didn't follow that. this dude here I didn't know about either. This coming up. Hold on. The next one is this cat named Edward Edwards, right? And this dude here, he was convicted in 2010. Hey, that's what's crazy, man, is these cases is not even that old, right? Like 2010, man, what's that, 12 years ago? You know what I mean? That's just 12 years ago, man. Edward Edwards was convicted in 2010 of killing 2 Wisconsin teenage sweethearts in August of 1980, a double murder that had long been a mystery. At the same time, he also pled guilty to a double murder in Ohio in 1977. In Wisconsin, Edward killed Tim Hack and Kelly Drew, both 19, after they disappeared from a wedding reception in Sullivan. About 40 miles east of Madison, searchers found their bodies in woods 2 months later. Police believe Hack was stabbed and Drew was strangled by Edwards, who was working in the area at the time. Edwards eventually admitted to killing his foster son in 1996. That's crazy. And that's something deep, man, because they never tell you the stories, man, about these foster kids that end up in the system and be, worse off or something bad happen to. You know what I mean? And it be happening a lot. You know what I mean? It be happening a lot, but of course they ain't gonna put that up on the billboards. But he admitted to killing his foster son in June of 1996. He also was linked to other murders in Ohio and Portland, Oregon, but he admitted only to 5. He ended up serving his prison time in his native Ohio, and he died of natural causes there in 2011. So the man only sat in there for a year, if that. You know what I mean? Because they say he was convicted in 2010. Yeah. And shit, by 2011, he had already passed away. He's 77. Yeah, he would have been executed by lethal injection 4 months later had he not died. So yeah, he got, I don't know, did he get away, y'all? Don't matter, because the dead is dead. You know what I mean? Or did he get away? I wonder. Let me see, that's all 6 of them there, ain't it? Yeah, that was all 6 of them there, man. So that's just 6 of them. I'm quite sure we probably got a couple more or something. If y'all want to see that list, man, you can go on my page on Facebook. I'll share it out there and check it out, that list, man, of those folks. Hey, we got one more video I'm going to show y'all before we get over to the music, man. And this one here is about the brother that killed Jeffrey Dahmer. The truth about the man who killed Jeffrey Dahmer. I just found these videos. You know how you look for a video and then all these other ones pop up too? That's kind of like it.
Christopher J. Scarver was awaiting trial in a Wisconsin jail, accused of killing 27-year-old job trainer Stephen Lohman. It was then that the arrest of a 31-year-old Milwaukee man was announced. He had the remains of 11 men and boys in his apartment. That man later confessed to killing a total of 17 men and boys in Ohio and Wisconsin. He also confessed that he would sometimes mutilate and cannibalize his victims. Scarver came to know serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer much like the rest of America via the news. But Scarver got to see more of Dahmer than most people. Both men were convicted murderers serving out life sentences together in the Columbia Correctional Institution outside of Madison. Although Scarver was also a convicted murderer, he couldn't stomach the things he'd heard Dahmer had done. Scarver later told the New York Post that Dahmer would antagonize inmates by making food look like severed body parts and leave them for people to find. Scarver said he kept his distance from Dahmer until 1994. Scarver claims when the two were left alone in the prison gym, he bludgeoned Dahmer to death with a metal rod. He also killed another inmate at the same time named Jesse Anderson. According to what Scarver told the New York Post, Anderson and Dahmer antagonized him, so he killed them. Scarver initially pleaded not guilty of the prison murders, claiming insanity.
At his first court appearance, Scarver entered the courtroom singing. Rain or shine,
sharing your dreams, your heart and your mind.
But he later changed his plea to no contest. He did so in exchange for being moved to a federal prison instead of serving out his life sentences in a state penitentiary. He was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences on top of the first one. The insanity plea wasn't out of the blue. When Scarver was awaiting trial for killing Lohman in 1992, he told a psychiatrist that voices had urged him to commit that murder. Specifically, he said it was the voices of a family, a mom and a dad, a boy, and a little girl. Scarver shot Lohman in the head 4 times, then made a manager write him a check for $3,000. He also stole the manager's credit card. Scarver went to his girlfriend's home, where hours later, police found him sitting on the stoop of her apartment. He had the check, the credit card, and the gun he used in the murder in his pocket. Scarver told the psychologist he'd never been in trouble with the law or even been in a fight. He said the voices of the family told him everything was going to be all right and it was meant to happen like this. The New York Times reported that he said the voices also told him, quote, "I'm the chosen one." Scarver has been in jail or prison since he was about 20 years old. According to his webpage, he was placed in solitary confinement for 18 years after killing Jeffrey Dahmer and Jesse Anderson. But he, quote, earned his way out and into a medium security prison. When he was initially arrested for murder in 1990, his girlfriend was pregnant and gave birth after Scarver was sentenced. The child was named Chris after his father, and the two maintained a relationship through letters, according to what his son told CNN in 2014. During his time behind bars, Scarver became a poet and wrote a book titled The Child Left Behind, Poetry of Christopher J. Scarver. Scarver also writes short stories, musical compositions, and songs, and creates art. He's proactive in writing prison policy proposals and initiated the American Prisoner Repatriation Act.
Prison policy
Scarver
proposals?
also tries to encourage his son. In part of a letter the younger Chris shared with CNN, Scarver wrote, "Tough times don't last, tough people do, and you are the toughest kid I know." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
And I had played that for a reason, right? Because I'm more interested in the brother that killed him. Me and Larry was chopping it up yesterday, and just going over different angles, trying to, how we do, talking about how was it possible for it to happen. Some people different conspiracy theories or whatnot. And I wish he was here right now. It is Thursday. It'd be a flashback from the Method Lab Conspiracy History Thursday, right? But he was going over the portion that he paid attention to was a more, I don't know if I want to call it a mythical side of it or whatnot, or what, but he was like, kind of like the poetic justice to it, you know what I mean? Like, them two, like, the universe brought them two together for that perfect moment. And he was like, dude is really like the superhero in this situation, you know what I mean? Even though he was in there for murder and all that too, but, you know what I mean? He took out the monster, like, even in the little series you see where they portrayed him as saying, like, he the wrath and all that. So that's rather interesting. I wonder if they lining that up for to go cut off into something about Buddy, but I'm going to keep looking and see what other things I can find on other folks here and him. But that's it. That's all. It's time to get over to the music. I ain't going to hold y'all up. Let's get to it. HittingHardRadio.com, the Morning Shift MKE.
Hip-hop! Play that. R&B. Play that. Hip-hop and R&B. Right here. HittingHardRadio.com.
It's Great Radio. Anything Goes Radio.